record on this one. Okay, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
And how is everybody doing this? Oh, okay, all right. I heard the voice. I recognize the voice. All right. So how is everybody doing today?
Tired.
Tired? Okay. Well, you're in my club, so get comfortable. All right. So we opened a couple of apps. I guess our session, did we open Kids Connect the Dots, which did we open Kids ABC Train?
Yes, we did.
Okay, what about Bingo for Kids?
No.
And Brilliant Spelling and Phonics. Okay, so let's just look at Bingo for Kids. And I'll definitely get you the sequence, right? But the sequence, the way they show up on your tablet is not necessarily the sequence, but we have the app sequence that I will send to you. But definitely Kids Connect the Dots is number 1. Kids ABC Train is number 2. Number 3 is Kids ABC Letters. Now, when we finish these 3 apps here now, children would be able to identify the letters no matter where they are, right? And they would know the letter sounds. Now, I think I must have mentioned to you, and I guess when I look at the video prior to sending it off to you, I would find out what we were talking about. But we know that if children are learning to read mainly by using sight words, right? They're going to have, research says that they would have to learn 3,000 words, right? And then there is a problem when you change letters within those words because they're not going to be able to call them. Now, what Learnit does is that Learnit recognizes that there are only 44 phoneme sounds in the English language. So we use that process to have our children reading very quickly. And I must have mentioned to you, and that will be on the video someplace, that our children read between 6 and 8 months, starting from not even knowing the alphabet, as we saw in Kids Connect the Dots, because they don't have to know the alphabet, as you know how that app works, right? Because you're not going to connect until you connect to the right letter. And then when you find the right letter, it's going to tell you what it is. And then there's so many exercises in there that by the time they get through running through those exercises, no matter where they see letters, they'll be able to know them and recognize them, right? And that is reinforced with these apps. Okay, so I want to go to Bingo for Kids because I don't know. Okay, let's just look at that one. Just remind me if you saw it before, I will move on. Okay, Bingo for Kids. So can you open that, please, on your tablet? And all of the applications that would do assessment for our children is in those apps are in the games category. When we get to the toolkit, we'll point that out. Okay, let me know if you're on the same page with me, Miss Paulson, my lead person. Just leave your mic open.
Yes, sir.
All right. Now, you know, so we have Bingo for Kids right in the center. To the left, we got stickers. To the right, we have parents, right? So I want you to go to parents. Just long press on parents. And once you long press on parents, you're going to end up with this screen, right? And on this screen, there are only 2 things that we're going to be touching, as it were, right? And it would be music. Let me turn on by if you touch music on off.
Yes.
Right, it would be the music would be playing. Okay. All right, touch it again and it comes off. And then we have The other one we're going to be looking at would be stickers.
Sorry, what should happen when we select music on off?
The music you'd be able to turn it off, turn it on, and turn it off. Just touch it and we turn the music on. I touch it and I turn it off. Now, a lot of students, they claim a good 80% of them using these devices just like to have music in the backgrounds. The majority, right? Now, Learnit has a headset that automatically sets the volume for the children. We ain't there yet because we don't have enough units. All right. But at some stage we'll get there. We'll get there. We're trying to find donors. As a matter of fact, we found one, but I didn't see your school in the group that was with that donor a few days ago. All right, now, and then we have stickers. So we all set with the music?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay, and we have stickers. So you could turn stickers rewards on or off, right? Now it's off for me, you see at the bottom of the screen. So let's leave it on, let's turn it on. All right, and to come out of this setting here, because we're not gonna be messing with anything else in here because we don't want to screw up our license, right? We have license on for these applications, so we don't have to be renewing the licenses every year. So that is why this area is really for the teachers and parents alone, because kids get in here and they're gonna do all kinds of stuff, right? Because generally, now let me tell you what has happened here. I don't know if I mentioned that to you, is that there are over 190 applications on Learnit, right? Those applications were discounted so that Learnit can be affordable and sold exclusively in the Caribbean, right? So if we were selling Learnit in the United States with all of the applications on it, that tablet would have to sell for anywhere between $1,500 and $1,700. Okay, because the app developers who have supported us for the development of Learnit don't want us to do that. They figure, all right, we'll support you because we understand your situation in the Caribbean. And I think I mentioned to you how this came about. This came about because we had this laptops for school program across the region, and we were Caribbean ebook was trying to put software on these laptops, only to find out that a lot of kids in secondary school couldn't read. So we were asked to put our efforts into kindergarten and primary at the foundation level to be able to help these children. And so we designed the hardware, because the hardware you have, if you take the cover off, you would see that it is saying it's Caribbean ebook hardware. It's not anybody else's hardware but ours. Right? So everything is compact into that unit. So we have a unit solution, which is comprised of the Learnit tablet, right? The Learnit headset, the Learnit headset. What else we have? Power bank, and we also have the Learnit manual. Well, we don't call it the manual really, but that is really what it is. It is really the Learnit toolkit. So that's the Learnit solution. And each child really should have one in each class. We can't afford that yet, but we'll get there. All right, so we got that. Let me click on, let's touch the X, and we're gonna come back to our main screen. When we come to our main screen, now we are in literacy, but you would notice that on our main screen, we got numbers and addition. And we have shapes that could actually fit into numeracy. So that is why it is so important that we know what is in the applications. Now, the toolkit would show you this. So you can move the applications because the way this was designed actually is to teach numbers and letters at the same time. So you can move these applications in and out of Kids Place, numeracy and literacy. I'm sorry, yeah, numeracy and literacy. All right, so let's look at what letters, touch letters.
Tap on the letter D.
Okay, we there? Are we there? We there? We there? Hello, Miss Paulson. Hello. Did we get disconnected? Hello, hello, did we get disconnected? Seems that way. Oh boy. Okay. And I presume you're in darkness?
No, sir, we just have internet issues right now. The power is back, but we have internet issues.
Okay, all right. Are you seeing my screen now though?
Yes.
Okay, good. All right. Now, on the left-hand side, we see where it says here, change 5 by 5 is what I'm showing on my screen, change sizes.
Mr. Webb,
Hello?
where are you? What did you press from the home screen?
Um, sorry, where were you? Where were you the last time? Hold on a second. Were you there?
Yes.
Okay, so this is where you are now. That's where you are now, right? I'm not hearing.
Which one should we select now, sir?
Okay, so you're with me here now. Bingo for kids. All right, letters. Letters is what I touched.
Tap on the letter P.
Okay, so you're there?
Yes.
Okay, now I was saying that on the left-hand side, you would see 5 by 5. If you touch that, it's gonna
Tap on
change
the
it to 3 by 3. So it all depends on how much how much stuff you want the children to do. So you have 3 by 3, then you have
Tap on
4
the
by
letter
4,
B.
and you have 5
Letter
by 5. Okay, so it says, all right, so let's say that I didn't hear what it said or I wasn't paying attention. All I have to do is to tap on the speaker. So it said tap on the letter F. Okay.
Way to go. Tap on the letter R. R. Awesome. Tap on the letter Y.
Okay.
Y. Way to go. Tap on the letter E. E. Way to go. Tap on the letter B. B. Well done. Tap on the letter H.
Okay, so I'm going to go back to the initial screen. So all I'm going to do is to touch on the X, right? And we were doing letters, right? And then we could look at words.
Tap on the word wagon.
Okay, now we would have covered this app really is an assessment app, right? And it is really an assessment app for, I think we have the assessment for this one in grade 1. Right? So all of these words they would know. So this one is an assessment. Now I am going to come out of it. Tap on the word.
Wagon.
Okay, so let me just tap on one word here. I think it's a wagon.
Wagon.
Okay, let me do one more.
Tap on the word backpack.
Okay, backpack.
Backpack.
Okay, so I'm going to come out of this
Tap
app
on
now.
the word needle.
Hold on to the X. and I'm going to come out of it. Right now, I showed you letters and words. Now I'm going to show, and this app here is doing literacy and numeracy, which is really the key thing for our students, and of course shapes and colors, right? So you can use this app, right, at the end of kindergarten to know where your children.
9%.
Any questions? So here's addition.
What is 8 plus 4 equal to?
Right, so that's what this is.
12. Nice work. What is 6 plus 2 equal to?
All right. So I'm just
Eight.
I'm doing
Well
this.
done.
I'm doing this
What
for the
is
recording.
Plus 2
Okay.
equal to?
7.
7.
Okay, so
Awesome.
I'm coming out.
What is 20 plus 2?
So I tap on the X and it brings me out, right? And I have to do that in order to exit this app. All right, so you can practice bingo for kids, but this is really an assessment app. All right, so what I did is that I scrolled up, right? Then I hit the circle and it brought me to others. I can move all the way to from left to right until I come to literacy. Or I can click the 3 dots, right? The 3 dots on the right, the 3 dots, you know, we've been using those 3 dots to go load the apps into Kids Place. And now I click on categories list and it would show me the 12 categories here. And I am in literacy, so I click literacy and I'll come right back to the apps that I'm working on in literacy. All right, I want to show you, want to show you one more app, right? Before, and then we'll move on to numeracy. I'm going to show you phonics read one. Now this is this is the app that can solve a lot of problems. Really help with our remedial reading. Okay, can we put that app on, please? Just click on it and your screen should show up like mine. Let me know when you have it, please. How is your hotspot working out? Pardon me? Your hotspot is working out. Okay, okay. So you have this phonics and reading with McGuffey open?
Yes.
Okay. All right. You see where I have my name? You can actually type your name in there, or the students. You can actually put 2, 4, 7 students could work on this app and it would always find out where they are, right? Even though our focus is that each individual child has their own app in class. Okay. So let me know if you have that page. Once you have that page, click on the top blue one.
Press the green button to begin the program.
Okay. So you should see a screen like mine. Back to user selector, table of contents, user settings, begin lesson. We're on the same page now? You give me the green light to proceed.
Yes, sir.
Okay, table of contents, let's look at that. We have 54 lessons on this app, right? And 54 lessons. And if you're going at, let's say, 45 minutes a day with this app, in a matter of 4 weeks, you would have your students would have gone through this app and it would have taken care of all of those flaws, those reading problems, or reading gaps, as we call them, so that they can see any words that they have never seen before and they're able to pronounce it. Right? And that's the key thing, is that we learn to pronounce words, and then we build a vocabulary, right, for our comprehension. And Learnit does all of that. So now let's look at lesson 1. Before we go to lesson 1, click on the arrow for me and let's come back here. where you can go to user settings, because you can look at these settings here, right? And set up based on and play around with the different settings, right? Now I only have two of them that I'm working with right now. Hide previous and next lesson arrows. I have that check mark, and do not sound out words in phonics blender, right? So I can remove those, right? Okay. Do not sound out words. Okay, I might want it to sound words out. Okay. All right. So let's go back to the arrow that takes us to menu, and let's go to table of contents and pick lesson 1. And when you go to lesson 1, you would see you'll see letter sounds in the menu. You'll see letter sounds, new words, phonics flashcards, phonics blender, lesson illustration, reading practice, quiz, spelling practice, and the last thing here is sight words, right? And sight words is coming last because you would be able to phonetically pronounce that word. And that's the objective here. And that is why we're able to get kids 4 years old reading in 6 months, 6 to 8 months, anything that we can read, 5 years old. So they don't have to know how to read. We can teach them to read and make your life a lot easier. All right. So let's touch letter sounds.
This button will repeat any spoken instruction.
So like, so that is
The
not
purple
like-
back arrow will return
Pardon
you
me?
to the welcome screen.
Hold on 1 second, please.
The blue up arrow will repeat previous lesson part. This button will repeat any spoken instruction.
Okay, you want me to stop for a while?
The purple back.
Okay. You were saying? What were you saying? Hello?
give us a second, sir. We had a power outage again.
Oh my. So sorry about that. Okay. Let me know when you're ready.
You can go ahead. It's fine.
Okay. So let me start
This
repeating
button
now.
will repeat any spoken instruction. The purple back arrow will return you to the welcome screen. The blue up arrow will move you to the previous lesson part. The blue down arrow will move you to the next lesson part. Lesson 1. Touch the letters.
Okay. So this is where the teacher gets involved, right? And start the children with minimum instructions, because everybody's working independently, as you know. And the thing about Learnit is that everybody learns at their own pace, right? Everybody doesn't learn at the same pace. Some kids are quick, some are slow, some are in between, right? And we work with all of those children. So what happens, what we've been seeing now, is that by the time we get to exam time, everybody is on par because they would have done the exercises. We had a situation in Tobago, I don't know if I mentioned that to you, where they thought they were going to have a problem because the fast kids were way ahead of where they should be, because Learnit has all of the support for kindergarten, from kindergarten to grade 6. And we were telling them, don't worry about that. That's the least of your concern. At least these kids are working, right? And if they're fast, they're just fast. So they thought they were going to have a problem. And they thought now that the slow kids were going to be left behind until it was exam time. When it was exam time, all of those slow kids who were having problems, you know what the average grade was? Average grade was 90. Right? It's hands-on learning. Really crucial. So now we're told to touch the first letter. So are we here?
Yes.
I was saying all of that to give you a chance to catch up with my screen. Are you on my screen?
Yes.
Okay. Touch A.
Apple.
Apple.
Right. Okay.
Cat.
Cat.
There's a slight delay between my Bluetooth speaker with my Bluetooth. Okay. All right.
Good dog. Dog.
Okay, guys, are right there with me?
Noise. Noise.
Right. So it's touch, listen, do, and then you learn. Right. So it's really 4 steps. Some people say it's 3, but we've been arguing for a little while that it's 4 because learning it is the last step. Right. Okay.
Rat. Rat. Time. Time.
Okay.
When you are done here, press the blue down arrow to continue.
And this is really a remedial app because the children would have known that the alphabets and they know a lot of sight words, but then they got problems and they run into new words. Okay, so now I want you to listen to, maybe I should turn my speaker off or just see if you could listen to exactly what the tablet is saying. Okay, so we're gonna click on the bottom arrow where it says next part. Let's click on that.
Touch these words one at a time and listen closely. Repeat to yourself the sounding out of the words. It is important that you do this accurately.
Okay.
One word.
Right. So I'm touching the words and it's sounding them off.
Tell you how to say that word usually. This program will teach you all the sounds of English so you can learn to read any word you find. When you are done here, press the blue down arrow to continue.
Okay, so hear what this app is saying? That this app will teach you to read and pronounce every word you find, any word you find. Okay, so let's go down to the next.
Touch. Good. As in.
Okay, so it says to touch which one?
Touch. Good. As in.
Oh,
good.
do.
Dog.
Dog. Okay, all right. So I'm touching do as in dog.
Correct. As in. Time. Excellent.
Okay.
As in. Rat.
Okay, so I'm going to touch D instead of R to see what happens.
Touch. As in.
There's a delay. When you touch the wrong letter, what did you hear on your unit? Pardon me?
It made a sound on the letter.
Right, and it rejected it. Right. Now, if you look, I'm gonna touch which let's see which letter here. I just want to light this bulb a little.
As in.
I have
Fantastic.
okay. Now, you notice.
As in. Dog.
Okay, all right. Now my delay has gone. Now, you notice that the bulb on the left is beginning to light.
Yes.
Okay. Now what happens is that this exercise takes them through a drill with these first 6 letters. And you know that they have completed these letters and they know these letters very well, right? They're not going to mix them up again. Because when you get to the last bulb, or when they're finished, all of the bulbs would be lit, right? And then you allow them to go to the next exercise. And this is just a phonics blender.
ah, ah, da, at, that, ra, at, na,
Yeah,
at,
just
na,
a just a
na,
phonics blender
at,
that they would
na.
be experimenting with. All right, so let's go to the next phase.
Have a picture to go with the reading practice. When you are done here, press the blue down arrow to continue.
Right, and there's a picture that goes with the reading practice, a rat and a cat. So let's go to the next.
For some reading practice,
Okay,
always read from left to right.
okay,
Can you read these words? If
Right.
you are unsure, slowly slide your finger across the boxes from left to right.
all
You may
right,
also touch the words to hear their letter sounds individually, and sometimes there are additional rules that you should know that go along with the word presentation.
okay. So now you start reading, right? After your first two classes of 45 minutes each, you start reading, but only with 6 letters, right? So a rat and a cat, but I'm gonna say that we can read all of this. So I'm gonna go right through the exercise.
Lesson 1. Quiz.
And then we have
Touch the letter that makes this sound.
right. So here's our quiz.
Good. This sound. Good work.
All right. I'm gonna press the wrong.
This sound. Ah. Try again.
Okay.
Touch the letter that makes this sound.
Okay.
Ah.
Okay. So all right. So you see what happens when you touch the wrong thing, and it's not going to allow you to move on until you pass the quiz. All right. Okay. And now here is the spelling part of it.
Spell the word "and" by dragging the letters onto the truck. Spell the word "rat."
Okay. So are we there? We're together now. Okay. It says to spell the word rat, and I'm going to spell rat incorrectly.
I give you a clue about how the word sounds letter by letter. Rat.
Rat. I'm having a little delay. Did you try that?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So we can skip that
Spell the word cat.
because I'm just trying to show you what is involved with the app. So I'm going to skip that and come to the final portion.
The correct word is announced. After 4 whistles, you are done.
Right. So, all right. Let me run through this.
And rat, cat, and and cat, cat. Great. And
Four whistles.
rat, and rat, 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 and good job. And rat, rat, and you are almost done.
One more whistle.
Cat, cat, and
Okay.
to play again, press the green button. To go
Okay.
to the next lesson, press the blue down arrow.
So I am at 68 seconds as the time it took me. So I would have to play this over because I want to be at 50 seconds or under. And you could set the standard yourselves. Okay. So in essence, that is what happens with this app. That's the process that you go through all the time. Now I just want to go to the second lesson to show you what happens, right? And then you can play with it after that. And then we'll have a recording of what's happening.
Touch the letters.
Lesson 2, right? And you notice that we're not going in alphabetical sequence.
pen.
Lesson 2. Optional letters.
Pen. Those. Z, z, nose. Weather. Weather. You may know that the letter S has this sound. But what a lot of teaching materials forget is that the letter S can have a Z sound, like in has or was or is. The McGuffey reader will show you the hard Z sound of S first. When you are done here, press the blue down arrow to continue.
Okay, and then it takes you through the same process.
These words one at a time
Right.
and listen closely.
Takes you through the same process, same process, same
Reading
process,
practice.
right? Reading practice. And then you're going to come to spelling,
Lesson
right? You're going to come to
2.
spelling, right? And it goes through that for the
Spell the
54
word
lessons.
when
All right.
by dragging the letters onto the
So we can end this lesson. All right. So, and then now you have, there's another app. What time are we finishing?
It should be 3 to 4, sir.
Pardon me?
Supposed to be all? 3
No,
to 4.
yeah. Okay, so let me just show you one app. And I am going to send you the app sequence, right? For numeracy. And you can go through the same process we use to load literacy, all of them into numeracy, so that the next time we meet, we can wrap everything up. Right? That's okay. All right, let me just open one more app, seeing that we have 3 minutes. Okay, I'm going to go to show categories list. I'm going to go to literacy. Right, and I want you to look at brilliant spelling. Let's go to that app, brilliant spelling. And once we know these apps, and of course, the toolkit is going to show
Welcome
you.
to Brilliant Spelling. I will be your spelling tutor.
Okay, so click on my name.
Your name or select from the list below.
Okay, type in your name. I'm going to type mine in.
Spelling. I will be your spelling tutor. Enter your name or select from the list below.
All right, let me delete both names and put my name in from scratch. Joel. Done.
Welcome to Brilliant Spelling. I will be your spelling tutor.
Okay, so let's click on level. And you're going to see 7 levels, right? And another thing that you're able to do, you're able to add levels. Now, the 7 levels here actually have words in them already, but for instance, the spelling words that you're working on in your class, you can put those words in here where you go to add level. Now let's click on level 1 here. Level 1. Right? And let's look at lesson 1. Level 1, lesson 1. Okay, we're on the same page where we see cat, at, dig, yes, stop, run, tell, up. So they'll study those words, right? And once they study those words, they hit continue.
Cat. The cat heard a greeting. Spell the word cat.
Okay, so we're going to spell the word cat.
Right. Joel, you're doing great. Have fun. Spell the word at.
Okay, the word at.
You really have the feel for this. Dig. I want to dig a hole to China.
Okay,
Spell the word dig.
I'm going to spell dig incorrectly.
Not quite right. Spell the word dig.
Okay, so I have another chance and many more chances to spell it right. Okay,
Knew you could get it, Joel. I like that. Spell the word yes. Job. Spell the word tough.
okay. So whenever I spell a word wrong, right, it is not going to give me credit for that. You notice it's keeping score. I have 3 out of 8 correct. And if you once you go through it, it's going to come back now and have you revise the words that you did not spell correctly. And then it keeps score and and the app itself lets you know exactly how you do it. Okay. Okay. So what we need to do now is to experiment in class with find some children and let them start working on these apps. That's really what we need to do. I'm making sure that all of the schools are trained though. And after that, now we'll get into competition and really where the focus is going to be on teachers to get benefits in our competition, because we figure teachers are working hard enough and they should benefit. So instead of the kids benefiting here, in terms of our competitive, whatever we're going to be doing, because the children are going to benefit academically, but the teachers now, we want to be able to run some very, very regular competition that's going to be worth your while. All right, so this is where we would end today. It's 5:01. 5:01. Let me stop sharing. And you don't know where this is a long time between your first session and this one. I hope that we'll be able to pull the next one in sooner so that we can wrap it up. Okay, so I'm going to send you this video, right? And I am going to also send you the app sequence and the refresher video so you know how to load and offload applications, turn your tablet off and on, and how you can actually go into the internet. And also the tablet that you have, as I mentioned, I think I mentioned to you before that that tablet is actually a phone. It takes 2 SIM cards, both Digicel and what's the other guys we have there? And Flow. Both cards can be in that. So you actually have 2 phones because it takes 2 SIM cards. And you can use each SIM card as you wish. And we did that during I was going to say Hugo. Hugo was the hurricane. We did this during COVID, because we saw that a lot of children were using their parents' phones and the screen is so small. So we made all of those changes to accommodate our students. So that's it for this afternoon, Norwich.
Thank you.
And thank you very much. I mean, you guys were able to weather the storm there.
Yes, sir.
You got internet back yet?
No, sir, we're still running.
Wonderful. You guys are smart. So where's your school located? Because I'm planning to visit all of these schools. Pardon me? You're in Portland?
Yes, just outside of Portland, in the capital.
Okay. Yeah, I'm planning to visit all of these usual schools. Beginning this month. This is May. Yeah. When I come down, I'm gonna see how many schools I can visit. Okay, thanks very much. Have a wonderful afternoon, and I look forward to seeing this group pretty soon. And tonight I'm gonna send you the videos. All right. Have a great afternoon.
Right.
All right. All right.